I think should start.
Yeah, unmute yourself, Haraprasad.
Yes, sir. Now, you said the Atma plus Sukshma Sharira is Jiva. Can I say Atma plus Stula Sharira? No. Atma plus Stula, is equal to Sharira. What is for Atma plus Karana?
See, first of all, Atma plus Sukshma Sharira is not Jiva.
No.
It's not what is. So, that's not the way to look at it. Because if you say Atma plus Sukshma Sharira, that means Atma is not there in Sukshma Sharira. See, when I give you an apple and then I give you an orange, I will say you have an apple and an orange in your hands. Apple is different from orange. But so are you implying then that when you say Atma plus Sukshma Sharira, then there are two different things called Atma? One is Atma, another is Sukshma Sharira. So we don't say that. That is not correct. Because like the example of wave and water, water is not wave. Water is not wave. Because if water is wave, then wherever there is water, there should be wave, which we don't see. So water is not wave, but wave is water. Wave is entirely water because wave cannot exist without being water. Correct? So this A is not B, B is A is very important to remember. So it is not easy to simplify like that. Atma plus Sukshma is Jiva. That kind of mathematics we can't bring here. Remember this, A is not B, B is A. Mathematics doesn't exist in our so-called secular sciences. Correct? That idea, that thinking doesn't exist. Because the Satyam Mithya we are talking about. Satyam Mithya. Mithya, the word Mithya itself, there is no concept in the secular sciences to look at Mithya. So, I said Atma identifying with Sukshma Sharira as oneself is Jiva. I put it a little cryptically. Even that statement is not 100% correct. Because then the question will become, who is identifying? Then I will say the one who is asking is identifying. You tell me who is asking. Is the body asking? Who is asking? So it is like that, Haraprasad. We can't separate out Atma like that and put some mathematics. Atma plus Sukshma Sharira. Because so that is why this because there is so much confusion. We are trying to eliminate the confusion using some models. And so that entity, which we will study more about, I'm sure somewhere there must be Jiva Kaha. What is Jiva? we'll postpone the discussion to there. That entity which has this insecurity, which has confused itself as limited to this body, and which therefore has accumulated so much punya and papa called karma, has departed this body, and which will now have to occupy another shariram and continue the journey. That is what the Shastram says. Okay. Okay. Any other question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure, Prasad, go ahead.
Yeah. So the person, what we in different contexts, what we talk about person, I would call person as that jiva. Is that right?
Yeah. So you can.
The inside person. Sorry.
Yeah, that's so yeah, this English words, my struggle is the English words don't do enough justice. That's all I'm saying. If you want to say person, go ahead, use person for jiva. But jiva, it's better to say jiva and stop with that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. And so normally, so the jiva is such an entity, which is a package, which is such a package, right? It has karma in it. It makes this body alive. It makes this body function and gives some individuality to it. And it has so much past that I don't know. When I say I don't know. If you ask, does the jiva doesn't know what? If you ask, then it's a tough question, because I don't know means what? This mind, this buddhi that is there in this body has some limited knowledge, and it goes about gaining knowledge. And this mind is the one that begins to realize, oh, there is such a thing called jiva. Oh, there is such a thing called death. Oh, am I mortal or immortal? So there is that person, the thinking person is there, and beginning to appreciate that. And so at one level, you can say jiva. You can say the person is jiva. If you want to use the word person, yeah, I prefer. That's a very, what you should do this experiment. You should ask your American friends, when you say person, what do you mean? You ask them, have this dialogue during lunch, and let's see what they say. Let's see what they say. It will be a very interesting conversation. And help them, hey, wait a minute. Who is talking? Oh, I'm talking. Oh, I'm talking means who? This body is talking or what? Just have this dialogue and see what happens, see where it leads to. And so Prasad, I hope that helped somewhat.
Yeah. In other words, what my understanding is that it's an English word, person, but basically the jiva, the one, whatever is the definition, because you said you're going to deal it with later, but the one which is actually moving on to the next life, which constitutes many things, whatever they are. We are not going to deal that. That constituent, the whole is person, if I wanted to say something in English. That's what I mean, so when I equate it that way.
Jayakumar, did you use the word entity? I think you said entity, right? That entity which associates itself with the body. Is jiva? Then a person.
Yeah, so jiva clearly is an entity which is not, so you can say that the entity that has has a uniqueness, has a particular history, because it has taken itself to be immortal. It has a history, and which moves on, etc. That is called jiva. And yeah, you can use the word person. You can use the word person as opposed to personality. So a person gives personality to the body, right? Personality means the entire body, the appearance, the way of talking, and everything is personality, attitude, everything is included when we say personality. And so yeah, you can say person for jiva.
Excluding the body, yeah, in my understanding, you're not considering the body into that.
Correct. So the jiva occupies the body, we say. Occupies this body, making it life. And so yeah, we exclude the body. And that's why we say after death, the body is left and the jiva departs to take on another body. So
another question. So devata, concept of devata. So it is the consciousness that enables us to hear, see, touch, taste, etc. Right? So when I'm hearing through my ear, that ear of the ear is causing me to hear and understand, perceive the things, which is equal to consciousness. So Similarly, if I apply the same logic, ear of the ear or eye of the eye, which enables me to hear, see, etc. So are we equating that to Devata for different comprehension for different reason? In other words, the consciousness, what I see, is still Devata for a different reason.
Correct.
Clear the question?
Correct. Exactly. So, Ishvara is not different from consciousness. I am the consciousness. Ishvara has to be the same consciousness. Can't be different. So this is why if Shiva comes and dialogues with you, you can dialogue. Hey, you are the same as me. I may be a Buddhu, I may be an idiot, but this much I know. You are not different than me. That much we can argue with Shiva or Vishnu. And you are everywhere, I am also everywhere. I don't understand it fully, but I am everywhere, Vishnu. So, you can't destroy me. Like that we can say. Okay, so yes, correct. The same consciousness manifest in a particular way through a particular set of functions is called a Devata. Presiding over a set of functions is called Devata. Correct. That is correct. That is correct. That is why it becomes easier for us to understand, because now if you say Devata is if our concept of Ishvara is away from us, correct? Away. Ishwar wahan hai. Upar wala. No, we say upar wala. We don't say niche wala. We don't say yahan hai jo. We don't say all these things. Aap mein hai jo. We don't say that. Upar wala. Are upar wala ke haath mein hai. And there's a beauty to that. I don't deny that. But upar wala. So upar wala hai means Devata also has to be upar wali, upar wala. But and they are operating. Uparwala is operating all these things. Then it becomes remote control. So somebody out there is operating on this. But our view of Ishvara is what? Ishvara is manifest in this world. Ishvara created this world, okay. But next step, Ishvara is not away from the world and manifest in this world. Therefore, Ishvara is everywhere. Therefore, for me, the Devata of hearing is not different from hearing. Therefore, I can appreciate the Devata right here. I can appreciate the Devata. The Devata is right here in my body itself. Therefore, this is a very powerful concept. And so, our idea of Paroksha Ishvara means an Ishvara that is away. Away. You know, in Sanskrit, we study a lakara called lit. You know, lut, lut, and all we study. Past tense, future tense. Future tense is called drit. And there is a lakara called, there are three past tenses. One past tense is called lung. And anadyatane lung. So, the past of today. Sanskrit grammar differentiate the past that happened today, the past that happened before today, means yesterday, etc. Yesterday and back. And then there is another past which is remote past, a past when I did not exist. Like what? Like I say, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, or Nehru was the Prime Minister of India. So I was not born maybe during that time. So Nehru was. That past is a Paroksha past. So we say, in fact, Panini defines that lit as Parokshe lit. Parokshe bhute lit. So the past which is remote is called lit. Just in 3 words, he finishes it off. So our Ishvara is not Paroksha. Our Ishvara is not Paroksha. Paroksha means remote, remember. So that is why Aparoksha, we say Aparoksha. This word is very important. We will cover it another time. Aparoksham. So Devata also is Aparoksham, right here. Good question, Prasad. Okay. So think about it, and because it's an important concept and very nice topic to meditate. When you sit in meditation, you can meditate on this. You can pick any aspect. For example, you can pick, when we go to the gym, sometimes in India, they will have Hanuman. Hanuman, they won't have Lakshmi and all these things. They don't care for all these things. Hey, Hanuman, when I go to the gym, I want to be like Hanuman. That's all over. And everything else can wait. Saraswati will only wait. In any case, Saraswati is knowledge, so she's there anyway. Saraswati to sabhi hai, kahin bhi hai. So wait a minute, Saraswati, I want to focus on Hanuman now. So focus on Hanuman and think of what Hanuman represents. And Hanuman is there in this body. That Hanumat Devata is there in the body, and they're everywhere. Everywhere means, but you have to identify strength. Suppose strength is what you identify with Hanuman. Then wherever there is strength, Hanuman. Aircraft taking off. There is power. Engines just thrust is there. Hanuman. Wherever you can, it is easy for you to appreciate strength. You appreciate Hanuman. And then you can begin to see that Devata idea just sinks into us. So okay, we will pause there. You can stop the recording.